Hey guys, I know this is the second video of this day, but I am actually gonna do the whole identifying wild, stocked, and native trout. Um I do want to say, for a fun fact, that there's a wide variety of trout species. Um we mainly have in our area, we have 5. We have the rainbow trout, brook trout, brown trout, golden rainbow trout, and the lake trout. Now, you're wondering, how do I know this? Well, I fish a lot, and I identify fish a lot. The rainbow trout is not very hard. Rainbow trout for identifying is easy. They have a rainbow look on the back of their sides, and they have black dots like leopard print, but there's a difference between wild rainbow and stocked. On stocked, their fins will be cut off, and wild, they'll be more present. What I mean by that is that they'll have beautiful colors compared to your stocked. Your stocked are more silvery than on the bottom, and will have that. They'll still have that rainbow color, but they'll have that silvery color. And on the wild rainbow trout, their fins will not be cut. Just because they were born and bred into the wild, as I can say. Now, brown trout, they're easy to identify. Brown trout, the stocked brown trout, their fins will obviously be cut, but on males, as they get older, will have that hook jaw, that the upper lip overlaps the top. Every trout is that way. And actually, I'm gonna say this to you now: males are more beautiful and prettier than the females. And females have a rounded snout, just so you guys know. And wild brown trout, they have orange dots on the side. They have that more, how can I put it? They have more orange than the, stocked. They're pretty. That is the biggest fish I have caught this year. Now, let me say this, they are more stockier and bulkier than your rainbow trout. Not rainbow trout, brook trout. Because brook trout, they don't get big. Now, brook trout, they're, you're lucky to catch a big one. And if you can, especially a native, if you get a native brook trout and it's big, get it mounted. They're hard to come by. Let alone, they don't get necessarily big because they have predators like otters, minks, animals that can get into the water. But yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you that brook trout don't get really big. The biggest one I've caught was, I'm gonna have to say, 13 3/4 inches long. That's the stock trout. But native, I have caught one. It was 5 inches. You can find them in any approved trout waters. any kind of trout you can find in drought-proof waters, which there's a lot in Pennsylvania. I don't know how in some of your areas, they're different probably. But here in PA, we have 5 species of trout. The difference between native brook trout, stock brook trout, and wild brook trout, the native, they're smaller, they'll have white pattern on the side, but the belly is bright red. And stocked, obviously, they'll have their fins cut off. But the neat little thing about stocked brookies is that they'll have orange instead of red. Now, me personally, I want to get all 3 of the species that can be found in streams, which is rainbow, brown, and brook trout. Now, you can find golden rainbow trout in the stream. If you catch one of them, I would definitely get that mounted, because actually, I'm going to sit here and tell you, the golden rainbow trout is just a hybrid. Not a hybrid, but a different color of rainbow trout. But they're classified as their own species, even though they have the same scientific name of the rainbow trout, obviously. But where the name golden comes in is it's a different word for saying albino. But the different term for albino is palomino. And palomino is just a different word for albino for fish. Now, on the other hand, they're hard to catch. I've never caught one. It's a bucket list fish I want to catch. I will be getting it mounted if I do catch one, just because they're hard to fish for. They're hard to come by. Now, brook trout, well, I'm going to break it down into 3 to 4 categories. But brook trout, stocked, they're going to have fins cut off. They're for both males and females. But the thing is that males will have orange, excuse me, on the bottom. Females won't. Remember that. Now, I've always had a thing for wild brook trout. Now, I'm going to sit here and tell you, here's a secret. For catching big and decent brook trout, use flies. Especially in the spring, going into summer. Because I've gotten into fly fishing, I have caught more brook trout on flies this year. And they have been really decent this year. And unfortunately, my fly rod got broke. And things got to it. But yeah. I am gonna look forward to buying a new good fly fishing rod if I can, because they're expensive than more of your normal tactical gear. But your brook trout of wild, they're gonna have more red, fins won't be cut off, both males and females. Both male and females are like the same, but in different ways. Males' tails are gonna be like longer and are gonna be more stockier. Now, your females, they're gonna be less colorful, shorter tail, and won't have that hook jaw. All trout species of females are gonna have a rounded tip. And males will have a hook jaw. The upper lip will Okay, this is a male's. The bottom will overextend the top, and that's every trout species. Lake trout have it, golden rainbow trout have it, rainbow, brown, you name it, any kind of trout species that's out there. Even the most exotic species, like the tiger trout, will have it too. And I kid you not, tiger trout are beautiful. They are a hybrid, a beautiful hybrid between a brown trout and a brook trout. Now, take it for granted, we have them here in PA. They're definitely hard to come by. And keep in touch if you catch one, because I can tell you the secret on catching those, because I have caught two, and I don't technically call it a species. Hybrids and the golden rainbow trout are in their own category. But your natives, they're going to be small, have white pattern on them instead of your normal, regular, black looking pattern. And note to self that your stocked brook trout will have white lining on the fins compared to your wild and native brook trout, because they're different. But the fact that wild and native look the same but different. Native are small. They don't get very big. They have so many predators. And your wild, well, that's just the name of the game. Comment down below what else you want to hear about, like how to identify bass, panfish, muskellunge, and northern pike and pickerel. I can help you guys identify fish too. If you guys send me pictures, I can help you identify them. I do saltwater fishing. Saltwater fishing identifying is harder than freshwater identifying. But yeah, just go out there, try these identifications for those trout species of theirs. But lake trout are big. They get, the biggest one I've known to get is 56 inches. I know that's a state record for, I think, not a state record, actually, a province record for up in Canada. I think the state record is, I'm gonna have to say 48 3/8 inch. And around, I think, 38 pounds. That's a big fish for a trout species. Now, don't take it wrong. Big rainbow trout can get big, along with brown trout. Brown trout and brook trout, not brook trout. Rainbow trout and brown trout can get massive compared to your brook trout. Now, keep in mind, I am personally gonna go and try and catch these big fish. I'm not all about small fish too, because I have caught big fish, and I'm a multi-species angler. I love multi-species, because it's better than just going and catching one species over and over. Multi-species, you expand your fishing ability of what you can catch. And the biggest fish I've caught out of my life is a 18 and a half wild brown trout. Now, keep in mind, that's decent. That's a decent size. They can get over 3 feet long. So can rainbow trout. Now, brook trout, I can never say about, because the biggest one I've caught was 13 and a half. I'm pretty sure I know someone that has caught 19-inch. I probably know someone that's caught one bigger than that. I mean, who never knows? The world works in mysterious ways. So does God. But if you guys need help identifying fish species, go ahead, comment down below, send a picture to me on any of my social media, and I will help you. I do saltwater, freshwater, brackish, you name it, I'll help you. But till next time, which will be tomorrow, you'll be seeing me shooting a gun at the gun range, and maybe some turkey hunting, maybe. I mean, comment down below what you guys want to see. I mean, I'm all for it. Just may take time. So, and remember, the second podcast of 2020 is going to be on the 15th of this month. I know you guys are my viewers, so if you guys want to see my tactical gear of what I use, I do chest wade in rivers. I can do pond management videos here in the spring. That pond management is going to take for a couple months to get rid of, but until next time, catch you guys on the next video.